What drives me? Well, I would say winning. Everyone likes to be a winner in life, I suppose.
It's all about the experience. You know, it's about where you are, who you're with, and that experience, and the beer just enhances it.
Steel, fire, fuel, earth, water, yeast. Man-made machines born of 100 years of technology and drive. Natural processes evolved over thousands of years of experimentation and desire. Two wildly different companies with different cultures, one blending science with art, the other art with science, both founded in passion, both seeking to win against incredible odds, both creating amazing experiences. But how do they create? How do they do what they do and beat the competition, whether on the racetrack or in the brew pub? This is what modern craftsmanship looks like.
The thing that drives me is, I call it mission impossible. You know, trying to invent solutions. At the age of 15, 16, I went for the first time to the circuit to see an F1 race, and that was, wow, that was even more fascinating. Formula One, when you wake up in the morning, you're not always sure what's going to happen the same day. It's not a typical 9-to-5 job. There are always surprises, especially at this time of the year where we have the car build.
I think I was almost born with it. I've always been into cars. I always wanted to go racing. My dad did a little bit of racing, and you know, being able to work in it and being involved in the design is what I've always wanted to do. I think what drives me is really the engineering challenge. You're doing it with a great team of really good people that are at the top of their, you know, the top of engineering really, and being able to work with those kinds of guys with the challenges we've got is really stimulating. It does make you want to come in every day and tackle the new problems.
I always wanted to do something creative when I grew up. I always said that I didn't want to be sitting behind a desk. I wanted to be out and about doing interesting and different things. It's a really good environment because even with the hours and lack of sleep, there's always somebody laughing, there's always something happening. My biggest accomplishment is going to be being the race team spares coordinator up and down the pit line, and I'm the only lady that does that role.
You'd like to think that within Formula One there's nothing you can't achieve, whether it's technical or any other aspect of it. Obviously you're always trying to push the boundaries, so you've got to have that passion and, you know, endeavour to can do.
Being part of something that's bigger than myself. I'm not just part of enabling IT at New Belgium, but I'm really part of the business. That's really what motivates me every day.
We're the first and last to touch most things, and the hard work that you know, the men and women put up out here is absolutely a huge part of the business. When we're employee-owned, we mean it. You know, everybody shares responsibility. It's a non-stop process, and it's really quick, fast-paced, and I really enjoy it. So I like working with my hands, so I like getting dirty.
The thing I like most about New Belgium is the culture and the people. I was talking about how I enjoy coming into work every day, and that's because of the people that I get to work with. If you were to walk into our office right now, it would be us bouncing ideas back off of one another. I'm on our taste panel, and so I taste beer every single day, and that has grown my passion immensely. Every single day it grows, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, it definitely fills me with a sense of pride to tell people where I work. With this company, you know, every day is it's an adventure. You know, we got a lot of growing pains. It's not Camelot, but it's better than working anywhere else. And if you don't love your job, you should probably find something that will make you happy, because life's too short to do something you don't want to do.
I think intuition is very important. Call it character, call it whatsoever. I think you have it inside yourself. It's something you can't learn, you know. You're completing the build of a new car, and we have no clue what competition is doing. Car build is roughly 12,000 drawings, and we have to manufacture the parts. And you might face every day multiple issues, you know, on the raw materials, on the precision of the job, you know. There are always surprises. And at the end of the day, you know, we have to react. And if there's a certain problem, we have to invent a solution right away. You never do on your own an accomplishment on the professional side. It's always a teamwork, you know. You might be the one being more creative, creating solutions, or driving people to achieve it. But the accomplishment is a teamwork. It's not driven by a single person.
You can't build Formula 1 cars without a good cup of tea in the morning. It's a full-on 400, 450 strong employees all working towards one goal of trying to get 2 cars to pass that checkered flag, hopefully in first and second place. You've got to have that willingness to get it accurate, get it right. Most of the time first time, because obviously they haven't got the time, the lead time to try it and try it again. And sometimes it's got to be out at the circuit within 2-3 days of it being designed. Even considering all the technology that is thrown into Formula 1, you still need fabrication departments basically using hammers still to create what do they want in Formula 1. Believe it or not, it can be quite a precise tool. I've got a selection of hammers, not just one.
As an aerodynamicist, we're very responsible for the performance of the car, so the shape of the car as you generally see it. We need to help the guys in the design office make sure that the car will be reliable and keep going around the track. It's no good coming up with a fantastic idea. You have to allow for the fact that things won't work quite as well as you expect. Anticipating the challenges is arguably what makes a good engineer, and arguably what makes a better engineer is responding to those challenges when they appear and not simply having to stop and try and think again.
Brewing is such a creative outlet for me. There's so many new flavors and new interesting hops out there that it's a real artist palette to play with right now. I still find it really interesting and new every day. It's one of those things that you can never learn enough of, and I really enjoy that aspect. I've done a lot of different things in the world of brewing. I help increase efficiencies in the brewing process, decrease water use and beer loss and that kind of thing. And I get to make some new recipes once in a while, which is a lot of fun. If we can brew and lose less beer and use less water and use less energy, we're achieving the goals of running a profitable company. We're also achieving the goals of having a little bit smaller environmental footprint. And being able to do both of those at the same time feels pretty good.
I'm on the team that break down the process and find out which steps we can kind of clean up, or just working with other departments to find better ways to get things done. I've trained the entire department, created SOGs, set up our handheld menus, and maintain all of the training documentation for the floor. We take great great measures to make sure that the package looks the way that it's supposed to, that the beer tastes the way that it's supposed to, that the label looks like it's supposed to, and that it engages you and you want to drink it. But I just love everything about it.
In New Belgium, we try to be very environmental. We recycle everything. I think 90% gets diverted from the landfill. So only 10% of our waste goes to the landfill. Sometimes we have extra glass from old glass runs. We're making glassware out of the old bottles. The cardboard, we've actually donated some to art museums so they could do art projects and stuff like that.
You never know if something's going to work out unless you try it. You don't have to do all of these things the way things were done before. You can rethink things and do things that are good for the environment, good for the community, and still make money.
The role that software plays at Lotus for me is a very big role. It's in a lot of different departments. It's very heavily involved in our planning. We have to be very good at planning all the way from concept stage in aerodynamics and computational fluid dynamics all the way through to the track. And that planning's got to be very good. And then our transition from design to production has also got to be very slick, and that's handled in software. That really plays a huge role, you know, being efficient there and getting as many concepts as we can through to the track quickly is really key to what we can deliver on track. We can plan better, we can make better use of our resources, and we can track where we are in that cycle much better. And again, that's helping us getting more parts to the track quickly and improving our performance.
One of the best things about working in Formula One is the sheer rapid timescales in which it all works. And I think the fastest I've had is I had a fix to a problem on my computer screen on a Friday morning, and 24 hours later, my shape was on the car at the track. But getting that immediate feedback is kind of what engineers thrive upon. We rely upon technology, whether it be computing technology, software technology. That's what we use. If you look back 15, 20 years, computers weren't used very much at all in Formula One. People used wind tunnels instead. And now you've got this amazing ability to model the whole airflow through and over the car before it even comes off the computer screen.
We are able to leverage technology to brew, to make the beer, and to keep track of what's going on in production. And that starts when we intake our raw ingredients through the brewing process, through the finishing process. We try to make sure that that beer is extremely consistent. And that's orchestrating a lot of folks and a lot of automation and a lot of data collection to make sure that we're there. If we can take all of our process data and see places where we need to do a little bit better or could refine processes, we can look back at all that data and see what our baseline is and then improve things from there.
I think the coolest machine in this building is the bottling line. The amount of pieces and conveyors and gates and technology that go around that is mind-boggling.
I would describe my job as like an auto mechanic that's working on a car that's going 75 miles an hour down the highway, while I'm also trying to do some upgrades to it and looking off into the distance to see what's coming. You know, the business, for me, dictates the technology, and that technology has to fit into the experience that we're trying to give our coworkers and our customers. Really, it's about engagement, whether it's a brewer in the brew house or a customer trying to get information from our website, and really listening. You know, that's how it's changed, and we're getting a lot of information and then taking that information and turning it into action. That's kind of been the sea change over the last few years.
When the car leaves the garage, that's, yeah, the sense of achievement makes the job worthwhile.
If you just rest on your laurels, you don't get any further. So kind of as soon as you've had that success, you're looking at what to do next to make it even better. We've already proved we can fight at the top level,
if we can be efficient and develop faster than the other teams, then we're going to be better at the end of the year and take the reward for it.
People drink a fat tire and they're like, oh, I remember the first time I tried this. When they take that first sip and they sit back and they smile, you can tell they get that little smirk on their face. It makes me happy.
The only thing I see is that we're going to continue to succeed, and we're going to continue to give our consumers and our customers exactly what they're looking for.
Oh, five years from now, I'm excited with Asheville coming up and us hopefully getting out in all 50 states. I'm excited to just get out there and tell our story even more.
Superhero is somebody like Batman, Spider-Man was less known, but Batman was the hero, saving the people, saving civilizations, that was a real hero for me.
There's loads of stories about the team and the guys who work in it, but not many of them are great for public consumption.
I said it in a film before, you can have a decent bottom line and not be a
My default answer when people ask me, hey Chris, how's it going? Awesome. Knowing that I'm gonna have to kind of clean it up a little bit, I can't use that, so I might just leave that part out, but New Belgium is awesome.